Hi, I'm Allison, founder of Pink Nannies. I've worked with hundreds of families across the country, celebrities, political leaders, tech innovators. I've also worked with first-time parents, blended families, households with staff, and families navigating it all on their own. Before we talk about resumes or routines, I want to start with a truth I've learned after years of working inside homes across the country. Childcare isn't help, it's leadership. And once you understand that, everything about how we hire, how we communicate, and build families starts to change. No matter what someone does, whether they're a celebrity, whether they're an entrepreneur, whether they're a surgeon, or maybe even teacher, I've seen the same pattern play out every single time. When families hire well, when they lead with respect, when the nanny walks into the door as a professional and not a placeholder, something powerful happens. The whole room exhales. You can just feel it when that moment, when the chaos becomes calm and when those mornings stop being battles, when everyone starts to breathe again. It sounds so cliche, but if you've been in that shoe before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But let's be honest, it's not always how it goes, right? Because the truth is, this work is hard. It's emotional. It can be really messy. And for too long, it's been dismissed as support instead of as a strategy. The people caring for children are managing micro-organizations every single day. They're handling logistics, emotions, development, communication, safety, growth. That's leadership in its purest form. But leadership doesn't always look like a boardroom or a spreadsheet. Sometimes it looks like keeping a toddler calm while you're packing the lunches, or maybe you're helping the parents navigate a burnout, or maybe you're building systems that make the home feel peaceful again. It's really that unseen work. It's world-shaping work. And when I started Pink Nannies, I saw the gap, the way that families wanted excellence, but they didn't know how to lead it. And then the way that nannies had excellence in them, but they didn't always know how to own it. And that's why I built the philosophy, the Pink Standard. It's not just about childcare. It's about changing the way that we define professionalism inside of the home. Let's talk to the nannies first. So you are not the help. You are the COO of the home. You manage the rhythm of the family's day. You anticipate the needs before they're spoken. You balance structure and emotion. You do the kind of leadership that never makes the news. But without you, families fall apart. So here's what I want you to know. Leadership doesn't always come with a title. It's really a mindset. It's how you carry yourself. It's how you communicate. It's how you problem solve before things turn into arguments. It's how you hold boundaries without guilt, and how you show up on time. How you bring calm energy into rooms that feel like chaos. That's power, and that's leadership, and it deserves to be treated like it. So many brilliant caregivers, they think that they are just a nanny. No, you're an educator, you're an organizer, a project manager, a counselor, a leader. You are shaping the next generation. You're not shaping them through playtime and snack prep, but through the way that you model empathy and respect and composure. The children are watching you more than they listen to anybody else. And that's the kind of influence most people will never have on a child. So own it, lead it, and know that Pink Nannies exists to help you do exactly that. And to the families watching, this space is for you too. You want peace in the home, you want reliability, you want loyalty. But here's the truth. Peace and loyalty, they don't come from control, they come from alignment. When you hire someone who shares your values, who communicates clearly, who feels seen and respected, that's when everything changes. You don't need the most qualified candidate on paper. You need someone who believes what you believe about the children, how they should be treated, how they should be taught, how they should be spoken to. Because when alignment replaces tension, homes run so much better. Children thrive. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief. And isn't that what every parent really wants? I've sat with moms. One of them was the CEO of a $1 billion company. And And she told me, Allison, I run a global team, but I can't get mornings with my kids to go smoothie. And I sat with nannies who were extraordinary, patient, creative, innovative, and burnout. And they were ready to quit because they felt unseen, unheard, underpaid. And that disconnect between families and caregivers, that's the gap that the Pink Nanny standard closes. It's about partnership, not hierarchy. It's about communication that builds bridges instead of barriers. It's about structure that feels freeing and not suffocating. When both sides learn to lead with emotional intelligence, homes stop being workspaces and they start being ecosystems. The truth is, great homes don't happen by luck. They happen by design. They're built on rhythm, trust, and respect, and they're powered by people who understand that leadership at home, it isn't loud, it's very steady. This is not background work. This is the foundation of the future. When you invest in the people who care for your children, you invest in your children's emotional world. And when you lead with respect, you teach your children what leadership looks like. That's the ripple effect of the Pink Standard. And I am so happy to introduce this to you guys. And I know what it looks like when this works. I've seen it. I do it every day here at Pink Nannies. Homes where everyone communicates, parents who finally feel supported, nannies who are fulfilled and they're proud of their work, kids who feel safe and secure and seen. That's what happens when leadership and care exist in the same space. But don't get me wrong, I've also seen the opposite. I've seen the chaos, the burnout, the families on their third hire, the nannies who stop believing in themselves. And that's why this channel exists. To bring both sides together, to raise the standard for how we treat people, how we structure our homes, and how we define excellence. Because excellence isn't perfection. It's alignment, it's respect, and it's really growth together. Every week, you'll find 2 episodes here. One for the nannies, which is your roadmap to leadership. There's also going to be communication styles and self-worth. And then there's also going to be one for the families. Your guide to hiring well, to leading with emotional intelligence and creating long-term harmony inside your home. Each one connects back to the same truth. Childcare isn't help, it is leadership. So whether you're a nanny ready to grow into your next level or a family ready to build your dream household, this space is for you. Start here, start with clarity, and start with the Pink Standard, because leadership and care are not opposites. They're partners. Structure and empathy can really live in the same space. Professionalism and heart can really coexist together. When you bring these together, you create something so powerful, not just for the adults in the home, but for the children who are learning by watching you. That is why I believe that the work happening inside homes deserves the same respect as what happens inside boardrooms. Because homes are where character is built, leadership begins there, it's where the future is shaped, and it's what makes this work what I feel sacred. So let's stop calling it help. Let's stop treating it like background noise. Let's call it what it really is. Everyone, this is leadership. This is Pink Nannies. And the Pink Standard is how we do things here. It stands for professionalism, emotional intelligence, and partnership. And it really stands for clarity over chaos, seeing people behind the titles that are unseen. And it stands for you, the families who trust, and the nannies who lead. And you're leading by example. If you're ready to build an exceptional home, or you're ready to build an exceptional career, subscribe to Pink Nannies. Join me every week as we raise the bar together. Because the future of childcare isn't just about care. It is about leadership. I'm Allison with Pink Nannies, and this is the standard of Pink Nannies.